Hi, guys. We're going to read a book today that is one of my favorites. It's called Caps for Sale. It was written by Esfir Slobodkina. Caps for Sale. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like any ordinary peddler, carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. First, he had on his own checked cap, then a bunch of gray caps, then a bunch of brown caps, then a bunch of blue caps, and on the very top, a bunch of red caps. So he has his own cap, then gray, then brown, then blue, then red. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight so as not to upset his caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the street and he walked down the street calling, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" But nobody wanted any caps that morning. Nobody wanted even a red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," he said. And he walked out of town, slowly, slowly, so as not to upset his caps. So he's going out of town. He's going to go take a walk. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. "That's a nice place for a rest," thought he, and he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little against the tree trunk so as not to disturb the caps on his head. Then he put up his hand to feel if they were straight. First, his own checked cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, and then the red caps on the very top. See, he's sitting really straight against the tree. That seems like a hard way to take a nap, doesn't it? They were all there, so he went to sleep. He slept for a long time. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. Look, he looks happy now. Do you see anything missing in this picture, though? What is going to happen next, I wonder? But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. All he felt was his own checked cap. What do you think happened to the rest of the caps? Think for just a minute and wonder. Let's see if we find out. He looked to the right of him. No caps. He looked to the left of him. No caps. He looked in the back of him. No caps. He looked behind the tree. No caps. Where could they be? Then he looked up into the tree. And what do you think he saw there? What do you think happened? Oh my goodness, look. On every branch sat a monkey. On every monkey was a gray or a brown or a blue or a red cap. The monkeys have his caps. What's he gonna do to get them back? The peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them. You monkeys, you, he said, shaking a finger at them. You give me back my caps. But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, tick, 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 tick. They're not listening, are they? This made the peddler angry, so he shook both hands at them and said, You monkeys, you give me back my caps. But the monkeys only shook both their hands back at him and said, Tick, 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 tick. Now he felt quite angry. He stomped his foot and he said, You monkeys, you better give me back my caps. But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, Tick, 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 tick. By this time, the peddler was really very, very angry. He stamped both his feet and shouted, You monkeys, you must give me back my cap. But the monkeys only stamped both their feet back at him and said, Tick, 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 tick. Look at him, he's very upset. At last, he became so angry that he pulled off his own cap and he threw it on the ground and began to walk away. Oh no, he's giving up. Look. But then each monkey pulled off his cap, and all the gray caps and all the brown caps and all the blue caps and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. Oh my goodness, they copied him. So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back on his head. First, his own gray check cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. See, he separated them all by color, and then he put them on top of his head. And slowly, very slowly, he walked back to town calling, Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. The end.